I think that's important because people think, oh, but I prayed for my dad to be healed and he wasn't, so God's not good and he's not real. It's like, well, no, but God, you have to trust in God's sovereignty and his plan and be okay with his plan regardless. Yeah. So you need to pray more for your heart to accept God's plan than for God to do what you want him to do because he's not a genie in a bottle.
Yeah. I think that's one of the hardest parts about prayer is that if you don't believe that God has the ultimate good for you, then you don't see all the positives in all the unanswered prayers or answered, but not the way you want them answered. Like maybe most prayers were no, but those no's turned out to be the best no's that you could possibly get, but you didn't see it. Like you can't see it, and I think that's the hard part with prayer. It's like, well, how come I got all these no's? And if you're looking at it from God's angle, it's like, man, that no led to this, that no led to this, that no orchestrated this, and you don't see it. But like, you have to believe that God has the ultimate good for you, and he knows what you can't see, and so I think that's hard.
Welcome back to another episode of the Married with Mugicas podcast. We are so excited that you're here. We are Richard and Hayley Mugica. We have been married for 13 years now. I can officially say that as of Monday. We have 4 children ranging from 11 to 5, and we homeschool and we run a home-based business, and we're very beginner homesteaders and all the other fun home things.
We sure do. What's up, babes?
Not too much.
What you got crack-a-lacking?
Not too much. How are you?
I am doing very well.
Anything fun in your corner of the world at the moment?
Anything fun? There's always some fun stuff. The exciting portion is the cruise coming up.
Oh my gosh.
That's going to be legit.
Yes. Yeah. Is it 10 days? I think it's 10 days.
10 days, yeah.
So Richard's parents have been married for 50 years, and for their 50th wedding anniversary, they're taking our whole family, all Richard's siblings, their spouses, all their kids, on a Mediterranean cruise. So we're flying to Rome, and we get on the ship in Rome, and we're going all around Greece and Malta and Croatia, and I don't even know where else.
All these places.
Yeah, we're going to be gone for 2 weeks. I'm so excited. The kids are so excited. Yeah. It's a Disney cruise.
Yeah.
So the kids are just going to have the time of their life, and we're going to have so much fun.
50 years. That's a long
50 years is a long time. That's a serious accomplishment. And their actual anniversary is while we're on the ship. So that'll be really fun.
I mean, I haven't even been alive 50 years.
No, not even close, really.
Not even close. I still got a ways to go.
Richard's 37, if you didn't
know.
You
know what? 37, I don't know. I'm starting to feel a little different.
37's doing him in a little bit.
It's been an interesting year. More injuries, more soreness. I don't know. Interesting.
It's been weird.
Interesting. I was even telling Ishmael the other day, I'm like, dude, did you feel anything? Ishmael, by the way, is the guy that helps us with the podcast content. I was like, did you feel anything like, when you started turning?
Ishmael, how old are you? 42.
42, okay. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, dude. He's like mid-30s. He's like, something changed.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, I started getting a little bit more tired than normal. I started feeling a little bit more of this. I'm like, okay. So I'm like,
you're tracking.
Yeah, I'm tracking. I don't know.
I mean, I don't say this to brag, but so I'm 36, so maybe 37 will feel different, but I really don't feel that yet.
You might, because 36, I didn't feel any of this in 36. None of it.
So funny.
Then 37, I don't know. But it might just be in my head. It might just be maybe a rougher year or something.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
in my little corner of the world, so we live on property, and we have some chickens and animals and stuff. But the homesteady stuff is definitely more my wheelhouse. It's something that I'm really excited about that Richard just kind of puts up with me for. But on that fun end of the world, we got our garden planted this week.
Ooh.
And we have a fun little culinary garden that I'm super excited about. We have 14 garden beds. I'm only planting 4 this year plus pots because 14 feels really overwhelming.
I'll believe it when I see it. You say you're going to only do 4.
Oh.
I think by the end of this year, all 14 will be done, dialed in.
You know what? It's really a problem because from the time we started all these homestead projects, I told myself, the advice that I got, that I told myself I was going to follow, was that only bite off one thing per season and get really comfortable with that before you bite off anything else. And I have not followed my own advice.
Yeah.
But I don't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, good.
I don't.
Good. Good. Yeah.
But so we have the chickens. Now we have the garden. Horses are hopefully coming by the end of the year. I don't know. It's just so much fun to me. This is like the life I always wanted.
The miniature donkeys.
You guys need to help me convince Rich to get some miniature donkeys because they are so cute.
Give me some donkeys.
And they can protect the chickens.
Yeah. Oh, everything's got a reason.
Everything's got a purpose.
There's no doubt about it. Yep. We need goats to get the weeds. We need it all. Yeah.
See, you're learning.
I'm learning. Yes.
You're learning.
Yeah. Just yes. Yes is always the answer.
But that's just been a super fun little project, and the kids were super helpful, and they all had their input of what they wanted to grow, and they helped put everything in the ground. It was super fun.
Yes.
So today's podcast episode, we are doing 10 small habits that save marriages.
It's a big word.
That is a big big word.
It's
save
a big
marriages.
word.
But I think they're really important. And the whole idea and premise behind this episode is that healthy, thriving marriages are not built on grand gestures. They're not built on the big vacation. They're built on your average Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And what you do today is going to impact the marriage you look back at in 10 years.
Yes.
So that's kind of the premise. And and it's things that you can do today. You can say, okay, I have a weakness in that one. I'm gonna focus on that, and it'll improve your marriage going forward. So
yes,
I'm very excited.
I am super fired up. I like this frame.
Yeah, you always like the number things, like lists.
Well, I like the list, but I like this way of thinking about it with little habits like this. I always think about this. I'm like, okay, where am I at in my life right now, currently? And then I'm like, okay, where I'm at now is from little decisions I made 6 to 12 months ago. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lag between where you are and the decisions that you make today. Mm-hmm. And so I know okay, if I'm not in a good place now, I got to start making some different habits, different choices, but I'm not going to see the effects of those for another 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, of consistency.
Of consistency. And so I always like that frame, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the end of this episode, we have a little game we're going to play.
Oh man, I love games. Oh yeah.
Okay, so are you ready to just get into the first small habit?
Meat and potatoes. Let's do it.
Okay. Our first small habit is greeting each other well.
Like waking up in the morning and saying, hi, babes.
Waking up in the morning, when you get home from work, when you get home from anything, anytime you've been apart that you're coming back together.
Yeah.
How does that?
I feel like I'm always excited to say hi to you.
Yeah.
I don't know, me personally.
But I think it can be really easy because you live together, because they always come home, because
the old ball and chain is back.
Then you kind of take for granted, and it's you don't even look up anymore. It's okay, Richard's home, but you don't take for granted that Rich just got home. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's so easy to do.
Yeah, so I think it's really important to put the phone down, look up, walk to the door, give him a kiss. When our parents were raising us, the world was different, right? And so in our situation, I don't know, people probably still live like that, but for us it's different because we spend so much time together. You don't have to go to work and then come home anymore.
Yeah, of course.
So we spend so much time together,
which can make it more mundane because you can get into this
more mundane. Yeah. But I remember when my dad would get home from work, my mom would always take the 10-15 minutes before he got home, and she would kind of freshen up and pick up the house and get ready for dad to come home, spray on a little perfume, whatever. And I think we've kind of walked away from those habits, but I think they're really important. Just kind of get ready to present yourself a little bit, put on some lipstick, whatever, and greet your husband like you're excited to see him. I think that's really, really important.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed, and something about you that I appreciate is that you get ready every day, even though you don't have to necessarily, because it's not like you have to go anywhere. Yeah. But every day you put on makeup, you get ready, and that I enjoy that because I see you and it's nicer to look at everything. And it just, I don't know, something about that I really enjoy. Yeah.
And there is a season and a time for things, or maybe you're just the kids are sick, the baby's teething, you're wearing the same pajamas all day and your hair's in a messy bun. But that has to be the exception, not the rule.
Yeah, not the rule. I think that's important.
I do. I think it's really important. And it's not only important for your spouse to enjoy what they're looking at, which I don't think we should say that doesn't matter. Yeah. But I think it's also important for you and how you feel. And I think that you can be more effective and more productive if you feel good, right? Yeah. It was Coach Prime. What's his name? Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders.
He has this quote that I always tell my boys. He says, you look good, you feel good, you play good. Yep. And so I always tell my boys before they go to practice, before they have to go to a game, they have to do their hair. And they get so annoyed with me. They're like, Mom, I'm just going to sweat. I'm just going to put my helmet on. Why do I have to do my hair? And I always tell them, son, because how you look And they know the whole quote by now, but like it affects things.
It's so true.
And I think that's same, like as a mom, you could just be home all day with kids and nobody else is going to see you. But your kids matter, right? Like they want something. Like I remember my mom always used to get ready and I really liked that. Like her hair was always done. She always had lipstick on her. So I always thought my mom was so beautiful, you know?
Yeah.
And it's good for you to feel good.
Yeah. Not to mention that it's like, okay, if you want your kids to get ready, and then they're like, well, mom doesn't, like, it's just another excuse. It's like, oh, I don't want, I'm just going to do what I say. Now, another thing on this, I will say, I judge how you and I are doing by my excitement level of saying hi to you and us greeting each other well. Like when we're greeting each other well, I know like we're in a good rhythm, but when we're not greeting each other well or saying goodbye well, that's another one, saying goodbye well, then it's like, oh, there might be a little,
something's off.
Something might be a little bit more off.
Yeah.
So that's a good gauge for me.
Yeah. Well, and another one you touched on briefly that I just wanted to touch on a little more intentionally is saying hi in the morning.
Yeah.
So like in our situation, you wake up really, really early and you like start working right away. And then I come out another hour and a half, 2 hours later.
Yeah.
But we actually probably could get better at this because you tend to like keep working until you get a break and then you come out and you'll say hi, which I probably should just go into the office and say hi in the morning.
Sometimes I don't even know you're up.
Yeah. So we actually probably could get better about that, but I do think that's important, especially if you're in a situation like us where you work from home or whatever, like just take a minute in the morning and go say hi and give them a kiss or whatever.
But most mornings we do block out time.
Yeah, we have some time in the morning.
Yeah, for sure.
And then
that's a good one though. I like it.
Yes. Oh, I had one other thing there. Oh, I was just going to say, because for us, like like I said, you don't really go to work anymore. But for me, the long one, it's like when you get home from golf. That's the one where I'm always like, ooh, I'm excited to see Rich because that's like the longest period of time you have away from the family now is when you golf.
Golf is so hard. Just takes forever. It's
but like, I'm always, like you might like take the boys to practice and come home and you're gone for 2 hours. But golf is like, okay, you've been gone for 6 hours. Like, I'm really excited to see Rich. It's been a long time.
That was a mini vacation.
Yeah. Okay, number 2, and this is maybe one of our most popular talking points on this show.
Yes.
But that is assume positive intent.
Yep.
So again, our topic is 10 small habits that save marriages. So this is habit number 2. So this is not just like a thing you do in conflict. This is a habit that you have in your life.
I'm passionate about this one.
Assume.
I'm very passionate about this.
Okay, if you're passionate about it, explain to us what it means.
It means that if you're going to make an assumption, if you're going to assume something, like my wife is being unreasonable about this, but like you don't know. But like you're just going off of some type of vibe, energy, feeling something. She walks in the door, and then your first thought is some negative assumption. Our whole thing is like it's just as easy to have a positive assumption. Mm-hmm. And so like an example is like your husband walks through the door. He's clearly a little frustrated. Your assumption could be like, oh, he's just in that mood again. He's not even happy to be here. He's just not even happy to be here. Or it could be like, you know what? His workday probably just really beat him down. He's probably just needing, what he needs right now is just a hug and whatever. I don't know, just a more positive story, right? Yeah. And I've noticed this in my life, like not only, and here's the crazy part is that it doesn't even have to be true, but it makes your day better. Like when I have positive assumptions around different things in my life, I just walk around feeling better. I'm like, oh man, that guy like cut me off. I'm like, dude, he's definitely got like a baby on the way. He's going to the, like
he's
his
in
kids.
A rush.
Yeah. His kid's got a broken arm, like that has helped me.
Yeah.
And I'm just passionate about it because I think it can really, on the flip side, it can really hurt people. Mm-hmm. And it can make your day way worse.
Yeah. So basically the idea is like either way you're making up a story, make up the one that like doesn't make you mad.
Yeah.
Because either way you're making something up. And
it's all just stories.
Yeah. And so one like silly example that I like to give people is like if I find tissues on the counter, used tissues, Richard just put his used tissues on the counter, right? I can either tell myself the story of like, oh my gosh, this is so disrespectful and he thinks I am so beneath him and so menial that I should have to throw his dirty tissues away. And like that was to be disrespectful. Mm-hmm. Or I can tell myself that, oh my gosh, he's probably not feeling well and his allergies are probably acting up and he probably didn't sleep well. And like, oh my gosh, I'm going to like say a little prayer for him and throw these away, right? Either way, one of them makes you feel like you're being degraded.
Empowers you.
And the other one makes you
disempowers you.
Pray for your spouse, right? Like,
yeah.
Just pick the one that gives you a better feeling.
Yeah. And, the first step, I think, is actually identifying all the ways you do make assumptions, because some people are not aware of it, but we sit here and we can make assumptions all day long with our kids, with our spouse, with our friends, with, oh my gosh, I text Stacy today. She didn't get back to me. That little, she's just ignoring me. Where maybe Stacy just got busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe she just has kids and stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, you know what? So I don't even know if you noticed it, but last week when we were recording, there was a live comment from somebody who was watching live on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they were saying something about how dude, that dude doesn't even make eye contact with her. Like he doesn't even like her. Like, did you see that comment?
Me?
Yeah. Talking about you. But it was just so funny because what a wild assumption.
That is wild.
When this person who doesn't know you, doesn't know
wild.
us, that's the assumption they're going to make on social media. Where the easier assumption is it's easier for him to think if he's looking up for a second. You know what I mean? But either way, you're making an assumption about people. But he probably didn't realize that. He probably really thinks that story that is in his head is true. You know what I mean?
Man.
It's just wild. We do it all the time.
We do it. Yeah. My first boss, Bedros, he harped on me on this, and I just loved it because he's like, dude, when as a young entrepreneur, when I was like a boss, I used to walk into my workplace, people wouldn't make eye contact with me, so I'd make assumptions about them. I'm like, that dude,
they don't respect me.
Yeah, they don't respect me. They don't this, they don't that. And he's like, what I realized is none of them were true. It was just that I was making up these stories, and it hurt me as an early boss, an early entrepreneur. And he's like, I stopped making assumptions. He's like, I don't even make positive assumptions. I just don't make assumptions. And he's like, that has helped me tremendously. And so anyways, not to harp on it.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one that I think kind of is in a similar vein, but deserves to be touched on its own is putting your phone down.
Putting your phone down. Yeah, that's such a tough one, man.
It is a hard one.
Bad. The phone is so bad.
The phone is hard. And I mean,
I'm horrible at it.
We're all guilty of this.
I'm horrible. I live on my phone. All my business is on my phone.
Yeah.
I just spend so much time on my phone, and I hate it.
Yeah.
But
it is a really hard one. And sometimes I'll tell you hey babe, on Monday was Memorial Day and we were at a party and you were on your phone. I'm like, babe, put your phone down. Come hang out with us. But you were like, babe, do you realize that my entire business is right here. It's right here all the time. And you were like, I don't even know what you were doing, but it's not just, and I think it can be a problem regardless. But I think if you're sitting there playing video games, I think that's a much bigger problem. Obviously, you're doing something productive that provides for our family, but you still have to be intentional, putting it down sometimes.
You do.
And so I think in marriage, sometimes you just need to have guardrails, right? Of hey, no phones in the bedroom, maybe is your rule. Or hey, after 6 o'clock, we put the phones away until bedtime or something, whatever that works for your marriage. But sometimes you just need to have some guardrails, but especially I think when you're greeting each other, I think that's a really important time. You put the phone down, look up and make eye contact, and not just with your spouse, with your kids. Your kids need you to do that too. Or anybody who walks in the room, they deserve the respect of an eye contact greeting. I think that's important.
It's really important. You know what's funny about me that I noticed? So when I had the traditional 9 to 5, and I used to come and go to work, and I didn't see you for 8 hours, 10 hours in a day, get home. I was way better at putting my phone away. But now I've gotten super lazy because I'm like, well, I'm with them all day. We do these things and I do this. I see my wife. So then I just feel like I can always just use the phone because I'm seeing them in other ways and I see you all day.
Yeah.
So I think that's my perception now, where before I was so much more disciplined. I used to get home, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to use the phone because I need to spend time with my wife. I need to see my kids. And now I have this, I'm intermingling both all the time. And I think I'm just getting a little jumbled up.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also tough because when you are an employee, when you work for somebody, you go to work from this hour to this hour, and when you're done, you can clock out. Yeah. And now as the CEO, as the boss, you don't get to clock out ever. And so you almost 100%. Have to train your people hey, I'm not available from this time to this time. Yeah. Because people are going to call you all the time. Oh, yeah. And you kind of have to let them know.
I am pretty good at that. I don't answer the phone. If you call me, I will not answer. I'm dead serious.
That is very true.
If you know me, you text me. Don't call me.
And there's some people in our life that you just say man, this person just likes to talk.
This guy just likes
my brother's one of them. He's not a texter. He's going to call you and you're like, why? Just text me.
But yeah, the point being is that the phone can really be a problem in a relationship, and you need to decide when you're not going to use it.
Well, I think what's maybe even more important here is deciding on the guardrails that you put in your own marriage, but also like listening to your spouse. If they're telling you like, hey, I don't feel like you're seeing me because you're looking at the phone all the time, instead of getting really defensive and like, oh, but I'm not on it that much, and oh, but I need it for this, whatever. Like, take a second, actually listen to what they're saying, and like what they're saying and what they're feeling.
Yeah.
Well, oh gosh, I heard something today of like, we don't always say what we need. Like what we say and what we need are not always the same thing. So they might come at you attacking their phone, but what they're really telling you is like, hey, I need more attention from you. I need more time with you. And so maybe you can't put the phone down, but you can figure out other ways to meet that need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just have to like actually listen, not get defensive, and figure out a way that we can make it work.
Yeah. I think dude, we could probably do a whole episode on this, honestly, but people are just addicted to their phone. I mean, that's just the reality, is that the dopamine is just so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, how many times do you pick up your phone throughout the day, but you don't even know why you picked it up?
All the time.
I do that all the time. I'm like, why am I grabbing my phone right now?
I just put it down. Why am I picking it up again? I just put it down.
And I literally just scroll through like I hit my email, my Slack, and then I put it away. And I'm like, but then I want to do it again. And I'm looking for dopamine. I'm literally always constantly looking for that hit. Oh, we got another deal. Oh, this guy said good news. Oh, that like it just, we're looking for something that's going to give us it, and it's crazy how much it's consumed our lives.
There was a little boy at our house last week, and it was kind of crazy. I mean, this is kind of mind blowing to me, but our kids don't have cell phones, right?
Oh yeah. We don't play that game.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
But this little boy has his own phone. But when he's at our house, it's like, hey, we're going to put the phone away and you can go ride your bikes and you guys can go build a racetrack and you guys can go do your stuff. But like, we're not just going to sit here on our phones, right? Like our family just doesn't do that. And he was like, man, he was at our house for a couple of days. He's like, I think I've had he averaged like 2 or 3 hours of screen time while he was at our house. He said that his normal average screen time is
like 12 to 13
hours a day.
Yeah.
He's 15 years old and he gets 13 hours of screen time a day.
That's not good.
But like as a parent, you have to really think about like, okay, it's
alarming.
What kind of dopamine addiction and what are we setting our kid up with? So like, this isn't just for your spouses. Like you really have to intentionally parent this one.
Yeah.
That was like really shocking to me.
Yeah, it is shocking. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so put your phone down. The next one is speaking kindly about your spouse publicly.
Oh yeah, this is a biggie. Wiggy.
Especially if you are like me and you're married to a spouse that has words of affirmation is a very, very high value to him. You can do a lot of damage to speak critically in public about your spouse. So I think that is so important.
Yeah, the golden rule. And I learned this kind of I had to learn this. I learned it from my previous boss again. I mean, I learned a lot from that guy.
Yeah, he was a great man.
But he was the first guy that told me, hey, you got to praise in public, criticize in private. And he's like, that's always, and so I learned that concept from him. And then I think that applies to spouse. Like your spouse, like you have to praise in public. And then if you have some issue, you do it in private and never in front of other people. Yeah. Like that just doesn't happen.
Because I think your spouse can also learn that like, if I am vulnerable with my spouse in any way, they're going to use that. Like that's going to be the butt of their next joke at the dinner party. And so now I can't be vulnerable with my spouse. I can't let them know what I'm struggling with. I can't let them, you know what I mean? And then you lose intimacy because now your spouse isn't safe with you. Yeah. And so you need to protect that intimacy at all costs. And that part of that is not divulging their vulnerability.
Yeah. I heard a great story from this guy. He's a social media guy. He's big on social media, and he got married. And he said, when I got married to my wife, she used to do this thing that really bothered me. She didn't mean anything by it, but it bothered me. And it would go something like this. He would say something, and she would be like, "Oh, you're so stupid. You're so dumb." But like, it wasn't meant to say, "Oh, you're stupid." She was just throwing these little, "Oh, that's so stupid." Oh, you're being so dumb. And one day he goes, "Hey, I really appreciate it."
This is the Marriage 365 people, huh?
No, this is Alex Ramosi.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But one day he goes, "You know what? I'm going to tell my wife I don't like this." And he's like, "Hey, you make these comments and I know you don't mean anything by them, but I would really appreciate if you just didn't do that." And he said that day forward, she never did it again. And it made my marriage better.
Yeah.
He's like, And I know she didn't mean it against me. It's just, it was a habit that she got into. And so I say that because you might be in a marriage where maybe your spouse does little digs at you, just jokingly, or maybe he's being, what's it called?
Facetious.
Yeah, not facetious. Where you're saying something in a way you're sarcastic. Yeah, maybe they're being sarcastic with you. And you're like, you've just kind of dealt with it, but you don't like it. Have the conversation. Be like, hey, listen, I know you don't mean anything by it, but I don't really like it. So.
And this is another one of those things where, like, if your spouse comes to you with something like that, instead of getting defensive and saying, oh, but you're just being too sensitive. Like, I didn't mean it like that. Like, you know what I meant. It's like, okay, no, just hear what they're saying. You're like, just hear them.
Take feedback.
I also think this is really important as a parent too. And it can be really hard because, we get the advice as parents of like, you got to handle things immediately. If you try to handle things later, kids don't connect the dots and whatever. But if you shame your children in public, you can create a lot of shame and a lot of embarrassment, and then you have a lack of intimacy with your child. So it's really important, especially as they get older, to correct privately. And like, hey, so like we had a situation on Monday where the kids were talking to one of their older cousins, and they were kind of just being a little bit disrespectful. But there's cousins like 21, he's a man, and it's like, so I had to tell them when we got home that night, like, hey, I saw you kind of making these comments with your cousin, and I know you were just joking, but it doesn't look very nice. And I know that he's your cousin. I know you love him. I know that it's fun, but he is also an adult and he's older than you. And I want you to be a little bit more respectful. But I try really hard, and I'm not always good at this, but I try really hard not to do it in the moment in front of people and just have it more as a sidebar,
later. Sidebar conversation.
But I think that's important with your spouse and your children and anybody you have a respectful relationship with. You just don't do that.
Yeah.
And one of our sons has a tendency to kind of do this with his little brother and like make him look stupid or make him look bad as a way of making himself feel better. You know what I mean? And he just does it in a brotherly way. But I always tell him, like, son, making somebody look bad doesn't make you look good. Like, it actually reflects poorly on you, even though you think it's working the other way around. It's not, you know?
The other big one, too.
And the same is true of you.
The other big one, too, is when you get around your friends, right? What are you saying about your spouse? Your spouse
might not... Even if they're not there.
Yeah, your spouse might not be there. But it's like every time you're going around your friends, you're like sharing your dirty laundry. Oh, my wife is this. Oh, my husband's that. Like... That also needs to be corrected too. And I put it in this bucket because I didn't see another one in this bucket. But don't do that. Yes.
And anybody who will gossip to you will gossip about you.
That's right.
So if I have a friend who's telling me all this crap about her husband, I'm not even really thinking about how horrible her husband is. I'm thinking, gosh, what is she saying about me when I'm not around?
Yeah.
It just makes her look bad.
Well, and then also on the flip side of that, when somebody's sharing all this gossip, you almost want to gossip back because you feel like, oh, I owe you something and I'm in a safe
But it's
space.
Not a safe place.
Yeah, it's not a safe place. So don't get caught into that trap.
Yeah.
Because misery loves company.
I've just found that almost always when you have somebody who... Not almost always somebody who likes to gossip with you just likes to gossip in general. So whatever little tidbits of information you give them, they're going to go give to someone else because now it's gossip.
Gossipers are gossipers, yeah. But they're my friend. Get a different friend.
Yeah, get a different one. Okay, next one is small physical affection.
Oh,
you guys know physical affection is my main love language. Richard's is verbal. Mine is physical affection. So this is my favorite. But just little things like hugs, holding hands, putting your hand on my leg at church. We talk about this kind of stuff all the time, but I just think it's...
Quick kisses.
Or long ones, whatever works.
Tongue or no tongue?
Both. I like it all.
I like it all. Oh, that's funny.
And like not always sexual, just like intimate. Hey, I have an affection with you that I don't have with anyone else. And I think that's something worth celebrating and something worth practicing.
I love your touch. Like, because you do this, you have this gentle, like, you just kind of like put your hand on my shoulder and like, I don't know, you have something about your touch. Do you ever, when you touch me, do you do it like in a purposeful way or are you just kind of touching the touch? Do you ever think about it or do you just,
I don't even know really what you mean. So I guess I don't think about it.
It's just a very like soft, gentle rub that you kind of do. That I don't know if you do it purposefully or is that just the way you're being affectionate? I'm probably just trying to feel the muscles in your... Maybe. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. But I really like it. I don't know. Whatever you do in that little circumstance, you do it every now and then. Oh. And I'm like, I like that. Yeah.
When we get off air, I want more information about that because I don't know what you're picking up on. Okay.
Tell you what.
Okay. The next one is protecting the team mentality. So that means not keeping score. It's not me against you or you against me. It's us against the world.
That's right.
And we talked about this a lot too, but serving each other. The only competition that is allowed in a marriage is the contest to outserve one another.
Yeah.
And you're a team.
You're a team. Yeah. And I'll say this, because this is a Christian, we believe in Jesus and we're Christians. And so in that realm, you have to realize like everything is coming against your marriage, right? The world, like you're the only ones trying to keep the marriage together. Everything else is coming against it, right? I mean, like, and sometimes it can be family members, it can be friends, it can be, the world, but you have all those factors, right? So your job, your stresses, sometimes the kids, sometimes your friends, sometimes, other family members, like that all can be stressful and almost start pulling you apart. But then you add the spiritual warfare on top of it, right? If you're trying to get closer to God and you're trying to go to church and you're trying to get your kids in church and you're trying to, be more Christ-like, you're going to encounter a lot of spiritual warfare. And what is the devil always trying to do? He's always trying to break you down. He's trying to lie to you. He's trying to get you to basically, you have your marriage not exist anymore. And so you have that coming against you.
Well, and so, sometimes I think Satan doesn't even care if your marriage exists or not, as long as it's miserable.
As long as it's miserable. That's right.
As long as you set a horrible example for
That's
people
right.
and make your kids not want to get married or set them up for bad marriages,
Yeah.
I don't care if you stay married or not.
No, yeah, he doesn't care. But the whole point is this. If you know that the world's coming against it, the devil's trying to destroy it, you have to realize, like, you are the ones keeping it together. Like, you have to be on a team always. Like, because even if you're on a team, you have other things trying to bring you down. So it's like, you're the only anchor, like you guys. So that has to be a constant in the marriage.
Yeah.
And how do you be a good team? Well, a lot of it kind of goes into this.
A lot of this stuff,
don't make assumptions. Have better communication. Have physical touch.
Well.
Speak well about each other. Communicate,
encourage.
Encourage. I mean, it's not like rocket science, but it has to be daily because enough things are going to come against you.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one is laughing together.
Laughing together.
Having fun. Remembering that you enjoy each other.
Yeah. It's funny. I believe in some marriages, hopefully somebody's more lighter than the other because personality matters, right? Sometimes you might have two serious people together, like you have two CPAs, and not to criticize CPAs, but you might have two dry people together, or you might have two fun people together. So hopefully you have somebody in the marriage that can kind of keep things lighter. And if not,
and like in our marriage, you're definitely a lot lighter than I am.
Yeah.
But it's like one of my favorite things about you. Like, I tend to be a little bit more of a serious person, but that doesn't mean I don't want lightness. It's just like,
of course,
I'm not super capable of it, but I need it from you to like, so like, even if you have two dry people, they still need to like find the lightness and find the joy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that you're not,
Yeah.
because I wouldn't know how to do it, but I think it is really important to just laugh and have fun. Even if if one of you is not funny, just find a show that you think is really funny.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, find a third party.
Yeah.
Like a third party to bring the lightness in that you guys both
The
enjoy.
Office.
Hysterical.
Watch The Office.
We've watched that like 12 times.
All the way through.
All the way through. And I want to watch it again.
I know. I could do it again.
I just do it again.
Hilarious.
But yeah, that's a good point. Like, because you'll naturally know, like, oh, my husband's way more funny than me, or my wife is. You keep that lightness, keep that alive, keep the fun alive. But if you don't have it, find a third party that can bring it into your marriage.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you about this. I thought this was really interesting. So you're more funny than I am, right? So you kind of bring the lightheartedness into our marriage, and then we have fun and we laugh.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily make you laugh a whole lot. But okay, so here's my question.
Okay.
Is that I was overhearing this like group of college boys talking the other day. And they were talking about different girls that they know. And they were talking about, oh, but this girl, but she's really pretty, but like this girl will laugh. Like if she's not super funny, but if you tell a joke, she'll laugh at it.
She'll laugh at it.
And they were talking about that like that was a good thing. So I was wondering, for a man, for you who is more funny, even though I don't make you laugh, is it more important that you just have somebody that will laugh at you, or do you need to like laugh too? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I laugh at my own jokes.
That's true.
So like, if you don't laugh, I'll laugh.
But how important is it to you that like I laugh too?
I think it's always important.
That is important.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because I don't have that humor side, so I've never I don't really relate to that. But when I was hearing them talking, I was like, that's really interesting that like that's important to them.
Yeah. Well, the other conversation is this, and this is like, I don't want to get woo-woo, but you've adopted the identity that you are not funny and that I don't laugh and this and that. But like, it's all.
No, I laugh. I just am not funny.
Yeah, but I disregard that statement. I know you believe it. And you're going to defend it.
No.
And I get it.
I'm not going to defend it because I hear what you're saying.
But you could change that.
But so there's a piece of like, okay, you've adopted this identity that's not true. But there's also a piece of like just knowing myself, right?
Yeah.
And like knowing myself, I know that I'm only 5 feet tall, so I'm probably not going to be a professional volleyball player, right?
Yeah.
Like you just have to know yourself sometimes.
Yeah. But,
right?
But
like I'm not funny.
Yes.
And that's okay. I just know myself.
It's not true though.
It is true.
And I'll prove it to you.
Okay,
You know how I could disprove it?
Go ahead.
Is because sometimes you are funny. So if you can be funny sometimes, that means you can be funny all the time. And so, and we've talked about this. For a belief to be true, it has to be true in all conditions. Mm-hmm. So you have made me laugh. So I'm like, okay, Hayley can be funny. It's just that she doesn't know how to deal with the identity of being funny. And so that has proven to me.
Even a blind squirrel gets a nut sometimes.
Yeah, okay, of course. We could, again, this
I just think
human psychology, right, Ishmael?
In general, I'm a little bit more serious. Left to my own devices, I need you to like bring the lighthearted out, and I think that's.
And on the flip side of it, I could be way more serious. I know that I could if I wanted to.
But you're just not.
But I could be.
But you're not.
I know. I don't want to be. That's the reality. And maybe you don't want to be.
I would love to be funny.
Well, I don't know. Maybe not hard enough.
I really think being funny takes a lot of intelligence. Like a lot.
Like armor.
Our son Armor is hysterical.
I'm laughing right now just thinking
about it. Anyways, okay. Laughing together, have fun. Remember that you enjoy each other. The next one is daily check-ins.
Yeah.
And this is like intentional, actually asking, not, oh, hey, how are you? And you expect the answer to be fine, and that's all the information you want. Right? That's
how often do we do that?
That's the lady at the grocery store. How's your day going? Oh, it's great. And that's all the information you want.
Nobody cares about what you say after that.
Right? But you can't have that kind of an attitude with your spouse. You have to actually ask.
You have to care.
And actually want the answer. And like actually be willing to sit there for a little while and listen.
Yeah.
When you ask a question.
You know what I realized? Do you know the best way to care about something? You want to know?
I do.
You just care. You care about something. You actually care.
Yeah.
That's the best way. It's like, well, how do I care more? It's like you just care more.
I
heard a guy. It was so funny. He's because this guy's like, man, like he's supposed to be like the happiness guru, and the guy's like, man, how do I be more happy? He's like, I know exactly how you be more happy. You be happy, and he's like there's no like that's the answer. It's like you be more happy. There's no like 5-step formula. 12-step thing. It's like just be more happy, dude.
And that's sure. But I also know that like the week before my period, if you just told me, Hayley, just be more happy, I want to punch you.
Yeah, like, of course.
Because even though no circumstances have changed in my life, I just feel frustrated.
I know.
Right? So it's like you can tell me to be more happy all you want. Yeah. It's not going to...
You know, it's a skill. It's a skill. You know, I had a mentor tell me this one time. Want to hear this? This is fan-freaking-tastic.
Okay.
You ready for this one?
Yes.
He said the most important skill that you can develop in your entire life. Now, that's a big statement.
That's a big statement,
right? So everybody's ears should be perking up right now. The most important skill is to be happy when there's nothing to be happy about. And I was like, dude, that is legit.
Yeah.
And so I've taken that to my like core, and I'm like, dude, that's it. If I can just be happy when there's no reason to be happy, because look, we can be miserable when there's no reason to be miserable.
Yeah, you can.
Like people do it all the time. So why not just flip it? That makes sense.
I mean, the argument could be made that's not even happiness, that's joy.
But yeah, it could be joy.
Right?
Yeah, joy, which is the fruit of the spirit.
Which is the fruit of the spirit.
Yeah.
And you can have joy even amongst horrible circumstances.
100%. Yeah.
But happiness is a little bit more fleeting. So I just like fleeting. The word joy.
Yeah, joy is way better. Yeah, joy's way better.
Okay, the next one is praying together.
Pray. I mean, come on now. If you're a Bible follower, love Jesus, I just heard something on prayer. Were you there with me when we were hearing about this on prayer? Was it during Sunday service prayer? He was talking about the only way. Oh, we were listening to Live Free, and he was talking about prayer.
Okay.
And remember, he was like, I forget what the punchline was with prayer, but basically how like there's only one way. I can't remember what he was saying, but I was just thinking about this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this. But yeah, I mean, look, prayer, man. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know, like, sometimes praying together can feel awkward.
Oh, of course.
And for those circumstances, we've created some resources to help couples to pray together with some, we've created some systems to help people do that. And they're totally free. You can get the 7-day free prayer challenge.
That's literally what our prayer challenge is about. Our marriage transformation program. Mm-hmm. By the way, a lot of people have gone through that program and have loved it. But it's all about, it's around that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a book, it's by a woman, I think her name is Elizabeth George. And so she wrote The Power of a Praying Wife, The Power of a Praying Mom, The Power of a Praying Husband. But I don't think you can underestimate the power of, even if you're not praying together, praying for your husband. Like, the power of prayer it can't be overemphasized.
Yeah.
And just praying over your children, praying for their future marriages, praying for, and we did talk about this on Sunday service, but it was like the importance of praying for God's will, right? And praying for healing, praying for what we want, praying for, asking for specifics, but most importantly, realizing that, but not our will, yours be done.
Yours be done.
Is the most important, but it's the most important part.
Yeah, it's the most important part.
And if you've been around a while, we lost my dad to cancer a couple of years ago. And, of course there's this aspect of praying for his healing, but also there was an aspect of realizing but his ultimate healing actually comes in death. And if that's what God decides for him, that's okay. And I was just talking to our boys about this in the car the other day, because we were talking about how can a good God let bad things happen, right? But also the idea of bad is so narrow-sighted and very, very human-sighted. And so we were talking about, in Romans, it says God uses all things to work for the good of those who love him. And that doesn't just mean good things. It means all things. And so even when you take terrible circumstances, good can come of it. Mm-hmm. And the example I was giving them is the Apostle Paul, right? He was shipwrecked on the Isle of Malta. He was on his way to Rome. God told him, hey, you're going to get to Rome and you're going to go share the gospel with Caesar. So he knew that this was going to happen, but he was shipwrecked in Malta, and he was in Malta for 3 months. And for Paul, that didn't feel good, right? That felt like, man, I am being derailed here. I am off my mission. I am off my calling. Well, you know what's crazy? The Isle of Malta today is 85% Christian. And there are churches there that link their lineage back to the Apostle Paul, all because he was shipwrecked there for 3 months. Mm-hmm. So he was on a divine assignment, even though it didn't feel good.
Yeah, it didn't feel like yeah.
And so even when we look at things that don't feel good, perfect example, my own dad, right, died from cancer. We had people in my life that have been in my life my whole life, that I've been praying for my whole life, that have been atheists my whole life, not just agnostic, straight up atheist.
Straight up, yeah.
They have, since my dad's death, become Christians. And you know why?
It's wild.
Because they watched how my family lived through the loss of my dad and the witness that was to them. And that was what turned them. And they watched how my dad died, right? He died the way a Christian man should. And they watched that and they said, man, there's something to this. And this still gives me chills. But my dad also had cancer when I was a young girl, and he was healed. And he lived a good life for it
was a miracle.
Another 20 years.
Yeah.
And so my mom was talking to this man, and she told him, I always prayed that my husband would be healed, and that was what would bring you to the Lord. And he said, well, yeah, but God did that once and it didn't work. So what needed to happen was my dad needed to die so that they could see that, so that they could find the Lord. And you know what? My dad would be okay with that, and I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. If it brought this family to heaven one day, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So
it's a powerful perspective.
It is. So I think that's important, because people think, but I prayed for my dad to be healed and he wasn't, so God's not good and he's not real. It's like, well, no, but God, you have to trust in God's sovereignty and his plan and be okay with his plan regardless. Yeah. So you need to pray more for your heart to accept God's plan than for God to do what you want him to do, because he's not a genie in a bottle.
Yeah. I think that's one of the hardest parts about prayer, is that if you don't believe that God has the ultimate good for you, mm-hmm. then you don't see all the positives in all the unanswered prayers. Mm-hmm. Or answered, but not the way you want them answered. Yeah. Like maybe most prayers were no, but those no's turned out to be the best no's that you could possibly get. But you didn't see it. Like, you can't see it. And I think that's the hard part with prayer. It's like, well, how come I got all these no's? And if you're looking at it from God's angle, it's like, man, that no led to this, that no led to this, that no orchestrated this, and you don't see it. But like, you have to believe that God has the ultimate good for you, and he knows what you can't see, you know? And so I think that's hard.
It is hard, but the best way to develop that is A, through experience, right? But B, like, read your Bible, right? Like, when you can look back at this thousands of years of history and see how God comes through again and again, and his promises are good again and again, you have a lot more faith to say, okay, if he was good then, he's good now.
That's right.
And if he did it then, he'll do it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so sometimes it just means if you're struggling with that faith piece, like, man, just dive into your Bible, because you see these things where it looked like these horrible things are happening, like Joseph in the book of Exodus. Like, you can't get any better example, right? He was sold into slavery by his own brothers and taken to a foreign land.
Yeah.
And it ended up saving the Israelite people. Like, God always has a plan, even in the bad.
There's always a plan.
And so if you're struggling with the faith, you just need to dive into your Bible and trust.
That's true.
Like I said, if he did it then, he'll do it now.
That's
and he
right.
always comes through.
Amen, sister.
Yes. I got more preachy than I expected to. Sorry. Okay, the last one is...
You should be a Bible teacher, man.
repairing quickly after conflict.
Oh, geez. Come on now. Preach it.
Yeah. I mean, you can preach this one because I just preached. You go for it.
I mean, I think, Hayley, we've talked about it before. We don't fight.
We really don't.
Yeah, we don't fight. We don't even use the word fight. We don't use the word argue. We don't argue. Like, it's just, those are just words that humans describe to stuff that is not good.
That gets out of hand.
That gets out of hand. So it's like, there's no need for that. Like, we try to just communicate. We share our differences. We talk about what we don't like, what we do like. We come to common agreements. Like, that's just the reality. And so conflict, there's very little conflict. And if there is, I think, well, I think you have to get really, really, really okay with not agreeing sometimes. Yeah, it's fine. Like, you're human beings. You're allowed to have different thoughts, different ideas. And that has to be okay. Yeah. And like that, you and I have things that we disagree on, but we don't fight about them, because I'm not going to sit here until you agree with me and be mad until you do. It's like, okay, you have your perspective, I have mine. That's okay. It's like, there's not really much you have to fight about. Yeah. If you're okay with just like seeing things different. Yeah. What's that one phrase? Don't major in the minors. Yeah. You know, and most things are just so minor. I mean, you know, think about all the things that people can fight about, right? You have laundry, dishes, everything. Kids, finances, you know what? But like, if you really dive into most of that stuff, there's minor stuff there. Like, it's minor. Like, okay, are you really going to get upset that, you know, they made a purchase that was not, like, didn't go through your? But the only way that you shouldn't talk about it. But like, to fight about it and to argue about it and to make I don't know. Yes. It's interesting. But I think that it can turn into a fight, because like, hey, I made a purchase that you didn't agree with. Yeah. And I do this again and again and again, and I don't care what you say. Yeah. That can turn into a fight. Yeah. So like, when you, I would say that's also, I would say that's not the majority of the time. I don't know if that's true. Because now you have, well, if that's true, then you have a spouse that literally just doesn't care. Then you have a much bigger problem. So right? Like, when your spouse comes to you with an issue, you have to, this is like the fourth time I've said this on this episode, but you have to actually listen. And like, if I'm telling you like, hey, it really bothers me. Yeah. When you leave your clothes all over the floor, like, then the next time, just pick them up and put them away. But if you keep ignoring that, then you're going to have a problem. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, then you're getting into repeated cycles. Like, that starts going down the path of like, okay, you need some heavier intervention. Like, if you have somebody that you've communicated with, like, you guys are on the same page, and then they keep doing repeated behaviors over and over, like, then you have a serious problem. Or look at you, if you keep doing repeated things. If your husband tells you like, hey, this is our budget, and you keep blowing it. You need to like, okay, you have to look at yourself and say, okay, I really have to stop doing that. You know, you have to respect your communication also. Oh, 100%. Or else things turn into a fight. I think it can only remain respectful communication if you're actually communicating. Yeah. Well, now you're talking about a very unhealthy situation. Yeah. Yeah. And then when you're in a very unhealthy situation, like, obviously we have resources, but sometimes it's just deeper. How do you come to a compromise then, or middle ground? Sometimes you just don't, and you don't have to. Like, it just depends. Like, I think it depends. Give a scenario. Like, with games and our kids,
Yeah, so we've done whole episodes about this, but a lot of times it can just be like, okay, whoever feels more strongly, like, okay, maybe sometimes that's it. We also have like zones of genius, right? Like, so we've talked about it. Richard's is investing in money and business, and mine is like home and kids. So if it has to do with the home and the kids, my opinion might weigh a little heavier.
Yeah.
If it has to do with investing, your opinion might weigh a little heavier. Now, we're still going to talk about it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, someone's got to be a shot caller, and we're okay with that. Like, you might not always go with the investment that I think you should, and I'm okay with that because it's not my call. You know what I mean? So like, don't try to pull rank on something that's not your zone of genius.
Yeah.
And like Rich and I have a very common disagreement. It's a theological disagreement, but like free will versus predestination, right? This is just like a common, and like, we don't agree on this. We don't see this theological thing the same way.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. I'm sure there's multiple issues that we don't see eye to eye.
Well, for example, you will consume alcohol and I will not. Like, it's not that I'm sitting here berating you, telling you like, hey, you need to agree with me on this. It's like, hey, we've come to different conclusions, and that's okay.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, that's a good one.
But there's a zillion like things like that it's just like, you don't have to, I don't know.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to disciplining your kids, like, you might, as long as you both want good things for your children, and you both want, if you do it differently, that's okay.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with that.
Yeah. I think that's also a sign of like majoring in the minors, right? Like, to me, a major thing is sin, right? So if there's sin involved, that is major, right? Like,
but I think a lot of times we can kind of use that manipulatively and thinking that anything that I don't like is now sin.
Yeah,
like,
but that's not true.
Yeah, you have to like
true.
look at that actually biblically, and what does sin actually mean? Because investing in this company that I don't like, it isn't sinful. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you can use that manipulative, but like, literally there's not a common ground there for us. So it's a hard one.
No, and here's the other thing too, that I will say, Hayley and I, in terms of arguing, and we have a very similar worldview, right? So our worldview lines up.
Which those
our
are
values
the first order.
line up.
Yeah.
So like, we believe in the same things. So we value honesty. We value integrity. We value Jesus and Christ. We value family. We value, charity and generosity. So like, we've actually sat down and wrote down our family pillars. And we said, hey, these are the pillars that our family stands on. And so when you and your spouse have the same pillars and the same worldview, now it's like everything else is just nuances. It's like, okay, we believe in the same stuff. We want the same life. We see things the same way, like in terms of the big things, the big pillars. So then it's like everything outside of that becomes the minors, And so that's how I look at it.
Yeah.
It's like, we never have these big things because we have the same worldviews, the same values. We want the same things. And even though we might think about different ways of getting there, which that's a minor thing. Oh, you think this pillar should be done like this. I think this pillar should be done like that. Well, we both want the same thing. And will they both get us to the same destination? Probably. But maybe this one takes a little longer. And I'm like, I don't want it to go a little longer. We're like, well, who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think that might be the difference.
Yeah.
It's like, when you have different worldviews, like, again, I don't want to get political, but it's like your husband's a Democrat and you're a Republican, you have two different worldviews.
That might be tough. Yeah.
That might be tough. You might have to like make some compromises there or whatever it is. But I think that's what keeps us really aligned, is the values and the worldview.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to play a really quick game. So this is like, we don't even need words. We're just going to point.
Yeah.
You or me. That's it. Okay. Who is better at greeting warmly? Just a quick point.
Probably me. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Who is better at apologizing first?
You. Yeah.
Who is better at putting the phone away?
You. Yeah.
Who is better at planning connection?
You.
Who is better at showing affection?
You.
Who is better at making the other laugh?
Me.
That's all you.
That's
okay,
right.
That was our fun little game.
So I got 2, you got 4.
Something like that.
Man, that's a good one. We should do more of those.
So the main point of this podcast is that a strong, healthy marriage is not built on the grand adventure. It's not the vacation that you see somebody taking on Instagram. That's not it. It's, what do you do in the kitchen on a Tuesday? How do you live your life together? And that's what builds a marriage. That's the marriage that you're going to be looking back at in 10 years. And so just put those small habits into practice and you'll reap the benefits.
That's right. Little hinges swing big doors.
Ooh. I love that.
That's right, man.
Where did you hear that?
I don't know.
That was good.
That was good, huh? Yeah.
We're going to have to
Now,
put
the
that.
other kicker to that is a lot of people are trying to change the door when they should be changing the hinges, right? And so think about that one.
Okay.
Think about that one.
Babe, that was really good. Okay. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. As always, if you're live with us, go ahead and throw any questions out that you guys have while we wrap up.
And we're live.
Go ahead and do the businessy things.
The business. Well, there's no businessy things. The one thing I will say is that, again, we do not promote this podcast. We don't run ads. It's all word of mouth. So if you enjoy the podcast, we would love if you share it with a fellow marriage, because chances are, if you like it, somebody else will like it too.
Yes. And babe, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is our slogan on this show?
Coming home to a marriage you love.
Stop it.
Or
are you kidding me right now?
Loving. Okay, you set me up on this, man.
I thought you knew it.
I'm on the general same page.
I was trying to softball you.
I'm in the same vicinity as what we know.
Building a marriage you love coming home to. I really thought you had that one down.
Yeah. Well, on that, if you want to build a marriage, I mean, hopefully you have that. But if you're trying to strengthen that, have a better marriage, which we're big proponents of, we have marriage resources down below. So if you're listening to this on YouTube or podcast, we have links in the description that can help you build your marriage with yourself and Jesus, if you're a believer.
Yes.
So with that being said, any questions?
All right. I don't think so. I think we're good to go here.
All right.
All right. Have a good one. Love you.